What if one dead man could change the course of World War II? In 1943, the Allies faced an impossible challenge: how to invade Europe without being crushed by Hitler's armies. The answer came in the form of a corpse, a briefcase, and one of the boldest deceptions in military history. This is the story of Operation Mincemeat, the operation that fooled Hitler, saved thousands of lives, and proved that sometimes the greatest weapon of war is a lie. The year is 1943. Nazi Germany still dominates Europe. The Allies, Britain and the United States, know that to defeat Hitler, they must take back the continent. Their next target, Southern Europe. But there's a problem. The logical place to strike is Sicily. Everyone knows it. It's the gateway to Italy. Even Winston Churchill admitted, anyone but a fool would know that we're going for Sicily. And Adolf Hitler was no fool. The beaches of Sicily were heavily fortified. If the Nazis concentrated their forces there, an Allied invasion could be a massacre. The Allies needed Hitler to look somewhere else, to believe that Sicily was not the target. What followed was a deception so audacious, so improbable, that it sounds like the plot of a spy novel. Enter two British intelligence officers, Charles Cholmondeley and Ewan Montagu. They devised a plan straight out of fiction, because, in fact, it was inspired by fiction. In 1939, a British naval officer named Ian Fleming, later famous for creating James Bond, had circulated a memo suggesting disguising fake documents on a corpse to trick the enemy. Now, in 1943, that wild idea was about to become reality. The plan was simple and insane. Find a dead body. Give him a fake identity. Plant forged documents on him suggesting the Allies would invade Greece, not Sicily. Make sure the Germans found it. The British intelligence team searched morgues for the perfect candidate. They eventually found him, WWII, a homeless man who had died from eating rat poison. He had no family to claim him. In death, he would serve his country. They gave him a new identity, Major William Martin of the Royal Marines. A fake life was built around him, love letters from a fictional fiancée named Pam, a stern letter from his father, even theater ticket stubs. Every detail carefully crafted to make him seem real. The most important item, a black briefcase handcuffed to his wrist. Inside were letters between Allied commanders, carefully forged, discussing a plan to invade Greece and Sardinia. On April 30th, 1943, the body of Major Martin was placed inside a submarine. Off the coast of Spain, neutral but sympathetic to the Germans, the corpse was released into the sea, designed to wash ashore. Would the Germans take the bait? The body was discovered by a local fisherman. Spanish authorities quickly informed the Germans. Soon, the briefcase was in Nazi hands. The Germans carefully examined the documents. To make it convincing, British intelligence had even left sweat stains and ink smudges on the letters. They looked genuine. Adolf Hitler himself reviewed the intelligence, and he believed it. Convinced that Greece and Sardinia were the true Allied targets, Hitler shifted entire divisions, tanks, troops, planes, away from Sicily. Even Field Marshal Erwin Rommel, the legendary Desert Fox, was sent to Greece to prepare for an invasion that would never come. On July 9, 1943, the Allies launched Operation Husky, the real invasion of Sicily. The defenses were weaker than expected. The Allies quickly secured a beachhead. Within weeks, Sicily had fallen. It was the beginning of the end for Mussolini's fascist regime, and the first real step toward liberating Europe from Nazi control. Operation Mincemeat had worked. The deception saved countless lives and shortened the war. Winston Churchill later called it the most successful single deception of the entire war. For decades, the true story of the corpse remained secret, classified deep in government files. It wasn't until the 1950s that details began to emerge, and only in 1996 was the body of WWII officially recognized as the man who became Major William Martin. Today, Operation Mincemeat is remembered as one of the greatest deceptions in history, proof that wars are not only won with bombs and bullets, but also with lies, imagination, and audacity. One dead man, one forged briefcase, one brilliant deception that fooled Hitler himself. This was just the beginning. Welcome to Shadow Archives, where history's secrets, heists, and hidden truths are uncovered. Subscribe now, because the next deception is waiting in the shadows.